Hi everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Catherine Lorimer's Guide to Life podcast. So well ahead of schedule, really organised. I'm doing October ones now in September. And as I speak, we're having the first storm of the year. Not entirely sure if it's been named, it probably has. But trees blowing down all around us. In fact, I went off to walk Pippa this morning and thought, I went up this little dodgy mountain road, walked her on the mountain. You know, we did a short walk because I did a 9-mile walk with her yesterday. And I thought, you know what, it's a tad a bit windy up here. I think maybe we'll just go the short way. So we did that, and I thought, well, I'll go back down the hill the other way where it's less breezy, and only to come across a tree down in the road. Apparently, a few people had just turned around and left this poor guy trying to move the tree. So it was only a fairly small tree. So I gave him a hand, stopped the car, thought, well, I'm already going anywhere, might as well just clear it and then I can get past. I did that, and he was quite surprised because he said, "Oh, someone already has just turned around and left me and gone the other way." And he said, "Would you mind calling into the farm on the left on the way past and asking him, just saying there's a tree down and can you get a chainsaw?" So I did that. Went in, found this random person, and said, "Oh, you know, really sorry, there's a tree down at the road." And the guy, whose name he told me his name, said, "Would you be able to come and help cut it down with a chainsaw?" So that was done. That's my good deed for the day. I think sometimes, so many people just sort of drive past things and don't want to get involved and don't want to help. And actually, that's wrong. We should be stopping to help people. It took like 5 minutes of my time when I wasn't going to work. Maybe if I was like dressed up in a suit for work and rushing, then yeah, fine. But then I saw there was a car parked up the road and that was clearly waiting. Well, why didn't they come down and try and help as well? Because there would have been 3 of us then to help move this tree. Anyway, so that was my kind of good deed for the day this morning. And so now I'm doing my podcast. And this week it is, what's it called? Have a go at something different. I'm trying to keep it consistent this year. Have a go at golf. So it's golf this week. And there's a big push at the moment to try and get women involved in golf. My other half plays golf, and he's not been playing for probably about 5 years. And when I was kind of on my retreat in Forteventura last year, I was chatting to a lady who'd had a go at golf. They do like special sessions at different golf clubs. It's usually in the summer months, so wrong time of the year. For me to start doing it. Plus it gets dark and everything as well, and you don't really want to go out too much in the cold and damp, do you? But I thought, no, I quite fancy having a go at golf, and it'd be a good thing to sort of do a podcast on. So I thought, and also I'd mentioned it, I've been talking about it, and then I saw a picture of one of my managers on the golfing drive, and I thought, oh, do you know what? He's having a go. Right, I'm going to have a go at that. So I spoke to the other half and he said, right, well, do you know what? There's a driving range, there's one that's really sort of like convenient for me. So we said, right, what I'll do is I'll meet you there. You can borrow my golf clubs. And he brought his golf clubs with him, bless him. And he said, right, so we'll have a go. You can pay. It was something like, you don't have to book. In fact, you can't book it. And it was £4.30 for 50 balls, which isn't much to pay, really, is it? That's really relatively inexpensive. And you do quite often see like golf balls on golf clubs rather on eBay and stuff. So because I was thinking, golf is really expensive, but actually it's not. You kind of think that just the elite people play it, and to rent or to kind of book a golf course. You don't always. There are golf courses out there that you don't actually have to remember. This one's quite a small one, so it's ideal for beginners, and it's only £10 a course, which isn't a massive amount in the grand scheme of things. So that's actually pretty good. So I thought, right, okay, so I wanted to have a go at doing it before I kind of signed up for a club or anything like that. So what I did was, we went along and there's tees in the ground. So just to explain it, you go into like a hatch thing and you just say, oh, can I have I think it's £7.10 for 100 balls, okay, or £4.30 for 50 balls. So I thought, well, we'll just go with 50 balls. I'll see if I can hit it, and B, I enjoy it. And so you go in, you pay card payment, and then you just literally grab a basket. And you get a token when you pay, and you put your basket in this machine, okay, and you put your token in, and then 50 balls come out. I mean, I didn't count them, but I'm just assuming that there were 50 balls. So you pick up your basket and you go to whichever free booth, is sort of free. And I kind of like set up in there, and they said there's different tees. I just use a tee. And all you're doing is just practicing hitting it, having a go hitting it, and seeing where you hit it. And I hit every single one, which I think is quite good. Apparently it's quite good. He said, you're not trying to, this is the other half, said that you're not trying to hit it too hard. You're just trying to hit it. And I was trying to hit it in a straight line. There's actually a video of me. I'll shove it online. I don't like my side profile, never have. Big issue with that. And also I look a little bit like Humpty Dumpty again. I can see the podgy tummy sticking out underneath my jacket. So I'm like, right, okay. Yeah, keep on with the diet, Lorimer. Keep going with that. So you can see me, but I'm hitting the ball in a really straight way. I mean, it's not like a full kind of proper professional golf swing, because you have to start off small and, just have a go at it, doing it, and then you can build up to that. So if you try and do the professional swing thing, you'll probably miss it. And then you'll get a bit annoyed, and because whenever you're starting any sort of new sport, it's all about building up confidence as you go. So I just did that. I mean, there were loads of people there, and they were all blokes, okay, but I didn't feel intimidated at all. So women, we should go along, and I'll go along on my own next time. I've now got 3 golf clubs in my car, so. Different types of ones. The one I was having a go with. If you in the social media, it says 7. So, and I've got 2 more. Don't ask me what that. I might just Google what 7 is. Hang on. Okay, right. So 7, right, is a mid iron, right, and it's used for a range of shot on the golf course, and it's known for being relatively easy to hit, consistent for various skill levels, including beginners. Okay, so I'm using a beginner one, right, which is good. And then I also, apparently, is it best for beginners, women and junior golfers. Right, so 7. So I'm using the right club. So if you don't have any help, don't know any golfers, you want to have a go, okay, you need a 7 club. If you check out your nearest driving range, actually, they probably have got clubs that you can actually borrow, because this one has as well. And also there's usually a pro there. They're great for beginners, pros, that's what they're there for. That's their job, to help not just like people who are kind of like wanting to improve the game. They're also there to help beginners, and they want to help beginners. So don't be afraid to ask for some help or book some lessons, because you can do that, because that will be on my list of things that I want to do. But I'm going to go and call in and have a go at the driving range and do a few more times I'll try out my different clubs. I'll probably get 100 balls next time, after payday, obviously. I just wanted to shout out, actually, because I popped a little post up going about loose change, and really it was just like to highlight, that things are tight at the moment, mainly because somebody said, can you all kind of get these things? I'm not going to go into too many details, otherwise you'll work out what it is. And I thought, well, no, because it's probably going to cost about 100 quid, and I don't actually have that spare at the moment. I've got loads of other things to pay for. And not only that, there are people who I know that are worse off than me and probably can't afford to do that either. So I thought, well, I'll just speak up for everybody else who hasn't got those things, and just say, actually, do you know what? I can't afford it. So just to kind of make it, clear that actually people might struggle to get those. I just did, and I did it in a nice way. I thought, oh, that's a great idea. Fantastic idea. However, I've got loads of bills to pay for up until Christmas. So I can't quite afford to buy one at the moment. That's it. That's all you need to do. You don't have to, because what we tend to do is sometimes in this world is, well, maybe then complain and go behind someone's back and say, well, oh, such and such, they've said that, blah, 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 and they'll just, we'll have a moan and a nag. But actually, there's no point doing that, because you're not talking to the person that you need to talk to. And actually, so by having that conversation and saying, actually, yeah, that's a great idea, but there's a nice way of saying it, rather than saying, oh no, I can't afford that, or you rant on. Just say it in a nice way. Really sorry, can't afford that at the moment. I've got too much stuff to come out, and I have, because I've got like 3 holidays to pay for all in one go, and these are things for next year. and later on in the year, and they've all come at the same time, which is always the way it goes, isn't it? So I've got a rather hefty credit card bill, and I've got to save up some money. And I'm being really strict with myself. I think I really only do have £25 in my food budget for next week, but that'll buy me a load of vegetables. I might do some posts on how I actually cope on £25 and what I actually made and what I actually bought. Hang on, I'm just going to go. Let's have a little look. I've got little pots, you see. I've got Monza, and I've got lots of pots with things in. Actually, yeah, £24 exactly in my food shopping budget. Okay, I've got, how much am I going out? Nothing. So I've got little budgets. Okay, what I do is I work out all my. So this is how I manage my finances. Okay, bear in mind I used to be a estate bookkeeper. I manage my finances by having lots of little pots for things, because it's important that you have enough money. So first of all, you need to know how much you've got coming in, okay, and what your main costs are. So like your mortgage, your bills. I pay for my gas and electricity and telephone. I do it all monthly and at the end of the month. So I know, so I don't have any of the standard direct debits coming out each month so that I've got to pay a certain amount and then they've got my money. No, I keep hold of my own money and I just pay for the gas and electricity that I've used the month before, because that way you really keep a close eye on, how much you're using, and I turn everything off. So average bill throughout the summer for my gas, electricity and internet has been around £75, which I don't think is too bad. I remember, at all, to be honest with you, because I remember when it'll go up in the winter, but I do remember when, and bear in mind, I'm not here much either. They're calling me the Scarlet Pimpernel in the village. It's my nickname, because I'm never around, can never be found. Seek him here, they seek him there. Scarlet Pimpernel. That's off Blackadder. Anyway, I'm moving on. I'm digressing, aren't I? This is supposed to be about golf, but hey, we're now on Monza. So yes, that's what. So I've got my pots. I've got my little pots, and I work out, okay, all my essential bills, and I leave that in one bank account, okay, my current account, and I just transfer all my spending money and everything else that I want to do, and I've got little pots, okay, so I've got my pony costs, because ponies are quite expensive, pony shoes, okay, although this week the pony shoe money went on the pony teeth, because he's not having his shoes until the next payday, so that's okay. Food shopping, £24. Leisure activities monthly, I've got £0 in there because I've spent it all. But usually it's about, whatever it is I can afford. And it obviously goes down in the winter because the pony costs go up and the gas and electricity costs go up. Holiday costs, again, that's £0 at the moment. Petrol, £80 left in there for petrol because I have to have petrol. I've got to get to and from my house to go to work to earn the money. So that's quite crucial that I keep that amount. Art class money, so I haven't been doing that because she's on holiday, so I've got a little bit left in there as a kind of emergency contingency. And also subscriptions, I've got those set up, so I've got some money in there for those, although what happens is they usually tend to fail, and then I have to kind of redo them because I forget to move the money over. And then netball, okay, that's costing me £6 a week, which that's not too bad, and you don't have to do it every week. We put like our availability down in our WhatsApp group. Yeah, so that's how I manage my money. I've got lots of different kind of pots, and it works really, really well because I find that you really keep a close control over everything, and that way you know what you've got to spend. And then so if somebody says to you, because I read it on the BBC News website, and it was somebody about hen do's and how people are saying, oh, we're going to get this and we're going to get that, and they're spending like £1,000 and they don't really have it. So if you've got a little pot like that and you can save some money into it, then you'll know kind of what you've got to spend. And we actually we should be able to, these are people who are our friends. And you maybe should be able to sort of speak up and say, actually, do you know what? I don't think I can afford that this month. Or is it okay if I don't get that? Or can I get a cheaper version of it? Or do we actually have to do that? Or I don't think I'm going to be able to afford to do that element. But I'll maybe do another bit. Because hen do's, when I had my hen do, oh God, a couple of decades ago, 2004. And, we had a joint one. We went to the races, which was a great night out. And then I had a single one where it was a complete disaster, if I'm honest. I'm not going to say it was great because it really wasn't. I didn't actually have that many female friends. Most of my friends were blokes from the Young Farmers, and hence the reason. So actually, this actually happened. This is a true story of my hen do, and it's completely irrelevant, isn't it? If you've tuned in hoping to listen to spend 30 minutes of me talking about golf, sorry, I'm gonna go on about my hen do. So we went off. First of all, I had two close friends, my friend Caroline and my cousin Rach, and Rach, his partner, had an accident on his motorbike and she couldn't come at the last minute because she was in A&E with him. And my friend Caroline, her foal was killed that day in a horrific accident. So she understandably didn't come either. And do you know what? You're kind of thinking maybe something, something maybe should have, like alarm bells perhaps should have ding-donged in my head at that particular moment. But anyway, so I can't even remember who else was on it, but we went out and we went for a meal. A few people came, and of course, nothing really special was arranged because that was going to be down to Rach and Caroline, but they weren't there. And then I ended up actually really upset, in tears, phoning my now ex-husband and saying, it's all gone horribly wrong and blah, blah, blah. And do you know what? He called up my friends Rich and John and said, right, come on, she needs some help. So they ended up coming out with us to rescue the day as like honorary hen do's, bless them. They're just two special people. Well, to be fair, ex-husband was all right as well. And that was a really nice thing of him to do. So that was my disastrous hen do. But that was like, what? I don't know, maybe 50 quid, something like that. Probably maybe a little bit more. Nowadays it might be more because things have gone up. But, to expect people to pay £1,000. And if you don't go, they're like, oh, she didn't come on the hen do. She doesn't care about me. She doesn't love me. She's not my friend. Just say you can't afford it. We have to start being more honest and have more honest conversations about things. Anyway, that's my rant over. I'm now back to the golf because I want women to go and have a go at this. So one thing that I really, really learned, whacking a ball really hard 50 times is great, to get any anger and frustration out. It's really therapeutic. And I can now really understand why guys escape to the golf club for a few hours, So they spend a few hours with their mates, whacking a ball around, getting their frustration out, and then go to the bar. And do you know what? It's a genius idea. No wonder they didn't really want women to do it. It was probably an escape path. I'm lucky because my partner actually said, because I said, oh, can I play on my own? Can you book it on your own, the golf course? Because I'm quite happy to go on my own the first time. And he's like, oh yeah, it's okay, but it's all right, I'll play with you. And I thought, oh, that's really nice. Thank you very much. But he can practice his shots. And it'd be interesting to see how he plays. I'm thinking he might play better if he's with me, because there's no kind of, although I'm competitive with because when you're playing golf, you're competing against yourself. Okay, you have got other people that you're playing with, and you are technically competing against them, but you're competing against yourself. And I am particularly competitive, and I think he's a little bit worried that I might end up being better than him. But there we go. I don't know. But you don't know these things until you try it. So, but my whole point is that women, we can go on our own. Just go along to the golfing range. It was absolutely fine, You need a club number 7. Okay, I'm sure if we clicked on eBay or Facebook, I'm going to do it now. Actually, should we do it live on the podcast? Right. So here we are. Let's go to Facebook Market. I won't be able to find. I haven't tested this. Right. Okay. Let's have a little look. Search. Golf clubs. Okay. Right. So golf clubs. Right. So immediately, first kind of thing nearby in near Chester, golf clubs. Right. Not sure what brand they are. Whole set of golf clubs, 30 quid, reduced from 60. Golf bag and clubs, £30, just listed 17 hours ago. tailor-made set of Houston irons. No idea if that's how you pronounce it. So 30 quid for a whole kind of like set. And there's one for £60. There's some nice, they look quite decent actually. £75 for a full set of, and you get the trolley as well. So there's loads of options out there. Loads of different options. So, you can easily go and pick up a set of clubs for, £25, £30. Ladies golf clubs, they look quite nice. There is a nice bag with them actually. Yeah. Z model. So putter, which I've got that as well now. I've got a putter. I've definitely got a 7 and a putter, and something else he's given me. I'm not sure. It'll probably say on it, hopefully. There's the one here. So putter, 5 iron, 6 iron, 7 iron, 8 iron, 9 iron, sand wedge and pitching wedge. No idea what those bits are. Grips and club heads are like new, never used in anger. Don't look back in anger. Yeah, so they look quite good actually. And is there a bag with them? Yeah, there's a nice bag with them as well. It's quite small. So, there are loads of options out there. So you can just pop off 30 quid, bag of golf clubs, see if you like it, give it a go, £4 a time. It's not that expensive, as I thought it might be actually. I actually do know somebody who's got a professional ladies set of golf clubs, and I'm hoping I can get those off her. I have, at least to practice with and have a go with, and see how we go. So it is accessible, and I'm quite surprised because I thought, and don't get me wrong, you do have to spend sometimes thousands if you want to become a member of a golf club. So that's kind of where the perceived idea of playing golf is actually quite expensive. But actually, if you have a look around, there are opportunities. And there are other courses where you can just go and play. I remember someone telling me, and I can't remember how much, they paid something like £60 for 3 months in the summer, for a membership of a golf club, and it was a really decent one actually in Chester or Cheshire, a really, really decent one. So that's an option as well, because we don't maybe do so much. We've got more time in the summertime, so you could do that. So it's not as expensive as you might think it is. What else did I learn from the golf? As I say, I really enjoyed it, and it was a really good experience. As I say, I would recommend the first time going along to somewhere that's got it's got a driving range, that they say that they've got clubs that you can borrow, but it's also got a putting green as well, which means it's like a little tiny kind of square. So I used to love doing that when I was younger. I was one of my, I don't know why I've never tried golf before, because I really loved doing the putting green thing, and I love crazy golf. That's great. So yeah, if you have a go at the putting green, and the place that I go to, I didn't do that last time, but the place that I go to, if you've booked for the driving range, you can actually have a go at the putting green for free, which is quite good. Obviously, you probably just need to keep one of the balls, but I'll check next time I go. I'm not sure if I've got a putty golf club. I don't know. I'm not sure which ones they are. I'll have to ask for assistance. But you could probably ask when you were there. Which ones do I use? I'm new. Can you give me a bit of a pointer? Because as I say, there is a big drive, particularly in our area anyway, to get more women into golf. And it's great exercise. So you get out the house, you spend a few hours out the house having a walk around, a bit of a natter. The other half's already mentioned that I get involved with his golf club, so I'll probably do that. He's going to make some inquiries about how I go about joining the women's section. So it's really, really good, and I'm really excited actually. Really enjoying, looking forward to it. Good test of the hand to eye coordination. So have a look at my Instagram post. You'll see exactly what it was. Also, it's undercover, so I didn't get wet when I was doing it. And say 15 minutes of my day, that's all I spent there doing that. So, and you can take longer or but probably, I'm not sure you could actually be any quicker, if I'm honest, because I was in a bit of, as usual, got 101 things to do. I managed to find 15 minutes to do that before I had to go and ride the pony. He took my dog off and very kindly walked her with his own. And then we met, then we came back and we went off, we were doing something else. We went off to dinner and a show. yeah, so have a go. Because it's really good fun. Even if you just do it the once, I'd have a go at golf. All right, okay. I'm going to leave it there. It's 25 minutes past. I've probably done about 10 minutes on golf. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this podcast, and I will catch you next time.